How's it? This is Albert Murata. You're watching Tennis Ninja TV.
Aloha, tennis fans. I am Shane Cash in the Tennis Ninja. You're about to see my 2-week update in playing in the UTR Flex League here in Hawaii, which, according to our tournament director, is the most successful UTR Flex League nationwide across the United States. For those of you who don't know about the UTR Flex League, guys, it is an initiative by Universal Tennis Rating for recreational players to be able to schedule matches in a league-style format so you can play anytime you want at any place you want. So it's really nice to be able to go and compete even though maybe you have a schedule, because we're all starting to get back to work and kids are getting back to school and so on. So it's nice to be able to play a match anytime you want. I hope you guys have been enjoying the UTR Flex matches I've been putting up, documenting the event. But guys, I'm participating in the event too, so I'm going to share a little bit about my experience from a player who has really not competed in anything since maybe last year, and competing officially for the first time in 2020. I'll let you know about my experiences and what will be happening in the videos to come, which I'll share in a bit. Match number 1 from the Tennis Ninja, you already saw, guys. I uploaded it to YouTube already. It was the match against John and Mike Shima with my good partner, Matagi Toilolo, good friend of mine from Castle High School, and we had a blast playing with those guys. They're from Mililani, so it was really cool of them to travel. They got to travel to Kaneohe, meet us out there on our home courts. My second match, guys, for the UTR was a singles match, and it was my first singles match of the event. I got to play with my good friend, Naoto Miyazaki, who I knew for years ever since I coached against him in high school tennis, and here he is now playing recreationally. So it was good fun for us to be able to get out to Alum, his courts, and go and battle out a singles, and it was a long one. So here we are. This is the start of my singles campaign here for the UTR Flex League. You can see here I am competing in the singles E-League division, and there's 2 flights because there's a lot of players at this UTR rating and level. So I competed in the first flight against Naoto Miyazaki. We drew each other in the first round. I actually was scheduled to compete against someone else, but they pulled out of the draw for whatever reason, so Naoto took this person's spot. And like I said, I've seen Naoto play before, and he is a pretty good baseliner and a steady player in general, and really smart. So going into this match and warming up with him, this is my first singles match I've competed in over a year officially. So it took some getting used to with the pressure of competing one-on-one again against a pretty quality opponent. And the first return, you didn't see it earlier, but you saw that one right there. Naoto nailed that return. It was tough. The first set went by really fast. He got me 6-1, and I was struggling just to get my timing down and moving around on the court. With Alum especially, I haven't played in Alum maybe over 5 years. So getting used to the way the wind swirls, which there was no wind, but mostly the court size. I'm not used to running around having that much room in the back of the baseline, so that did take some adjusting to. But once I got the hang of it, I was able to dial my serve in, and I actually hit aces. I'd never hit aces before, really, in singles, so those were nice to get some cheap points. But I had to depend a lot on my movement because I recently decided to switch my game from a more aggressive playing style to a more baseline, being patient, and just working the rally kind of style of play. Just because of my size. I'm only 5'6", so I'm not going to be banging forehands and hitting big serves all the time to win points. I have to be smart, I have to be precision based, and you know, once I figured out how to dial that style in under pressure, I was able to move Naoto around the court successfully, as he was really getting me in early on. The second set, I actually ended up taking it 6-1, so we split sets. And it came down to the third set tiebreaker, which you'll see. We chose to play add scoring, which meant we played the 10-point super tiebreak third set to decide the match. And it was really 50-50. It was a coin flip. So when it came down to that tiebreaker, which I haven't played a singles tiebreaker maybe ever in competition, this was a big moment for me. Because I fought back and played really well in the next set to come back and tie this matchup. So this was on, and you can see how the weather did change too. It's overcast at the beginning. Now the sun's out, and we're both hot. We're both sweating. It's humid. I even changed shirts, as you see here. I got another color on. So this was big. And this point right here, I remember this. He lobs me here for this winner, and this was like deep in the tiebreak and really set the advantage and tone for him to be more aggressive and take more chances and run me around the court. I missed that backhand passing shot. That was a bummer because that set up match point for him. And then I fought as hard as I could, but it was just not meant to be. So he ended up winning that tiebreak, I believe, like 10-6 or 10-4. But it was a great match and a good start to the campaign for myself playing singles. My third match, guys, was actually another singles match against a guy named Dante Moore. He comes out from the military bases on the other side of the island. He ventured out to me again out at Kaneohe District Park. You'll be able to tell in a second, guys, Dante was a little rusty as he hasn't competed in years. He's starting to get back into competition, and he was very fun to still play. This match started off a lot differently than the last one that you saw, guys. This time I was a little more in the groove, feeling a lot more confident with my strokes, and especially just playing singles. I had a game plan this time in mind, unlike last time where I was kind of just winging it, and I was really confident with how I was going to use my game style because, again, I switched styles and now I'm playing a little more baseline oriented. So I'm trying to be a little more patient out there, and I understand the concept of how a baseliner is trying to be able to put points together and not necessarily force winners or anything like that to happen like I used to. I'm a lot more patient. As you can see, I'm running Dante around the court and taking advantage of the open area any chance I get. And you did already see that I will move into the net here and there when I get the chance. And again, I was serving very well compared to last time. I was able to keep the theme. You saw I had got 2 aces in a row. That was not edited. That actually did happen. And the passing shot lineup. So you can see how from last time things are starting to click. And Dante, again, even though he hasn't played in a while, he's still got some moves. And you can see there, testing him out with a drop shot, he still ran it down. He actually serves as a lifeguard as well, so it explains how good a shape he is in. And the first set did go by really fast. I did win it 6-1, and I was feeling in the groove. But this time things were a little bit tighter in the second. You can see, again, going for the shirt change. It's usually the symbol. You'll know him in the next one. Dante started to pick his game up little by little. I did say he hasn't played in a while, but he was gaining more confidence and starting to kind of figure out how I was playing, which was a real test for me because I wasn't necessarily putting the ball away very well, especially when I had to come to the net. So I had to think of other ways to try and beat him. That time, trying the drop shot again. From there, I knew never to try that one anymore because I respected his speed and I understood he was ready to run that ball down. So, you know, I went from earlier hitting winners to here we are now in this battle in the second set. Things are getting a little bit tighter. I knew I had to kind of step up here and there. That was a good one, coming into the net, feeling very confident. But you're going to see here in a second, yep, Dante firing away now with his forehand. He's starting to get in the groove, and I need to start picking away at that side and use his backhand to my advantage and try and open the court up because he's slugging the ball with me now. I'm having to really work for these points. But, you know, I was able to persevere and hang in there till the end. I was up 5-4 in the second, and I was calming my nerves. I had to stay game face and finish this match off, and here's match point. I shut that match down 6-1, 6-4. Felt really good to finish that one off, especially after losing the previous week. And now 1-1 in the singles division. And my third match, guys, for the Tennis Ninja was another doubles. Once again, it was this past weekend, actually. We played Chris Parrish and Brian Beeson, 2 former Kamehameha boys. So it really felt like Castle High School versus Kamehameha. We were both 1-0 in our division, and that led to a very interesting Saturday morning here. So that day that we played was a very interesting Saturday indeed. In fact, it was raining actually the previous night. And you can see the courts are a little damp, but we chose to play anyway. We were supposed to start our match at 8 a.m., but because it rained and the courts were all soaking wet, I was blessed enough. I still had a key to the Kaneohe District Park shed because I actually helped coach here a long time ago with the Play to Learn program for kids. So I still had that, and I found squeegees. So I was able to grab them out. We dried the court up, but the courts still were wet. And it was about maybe 9 o'clock or so, and we were like, forget it. We're just going to go start and play. And, you know, we had our moments. We played okay, I thought, the whole time. But for the most part, we did start kind of flat compared to the previous week. And you can see it, Chris and Brian, they were coming out, serving big. They were returning pretty well. And they put the pressure on us right away. They were a quality team that just was steady the whole way, and I remember that return. That was actually set point, so we got killed 6-1 in the first set. So Matagi and I had work cut out for us to do here, but we stepped up our game big time in the second. We tried our best to keep these guys constantly moving, because if you just hit right to these kind of players, they'll make you eat it. So, and they both have big serves, which are really challenging to be able to get in any kind of service game of theirs. So we had to rely on holding our serve, which was not the key most of the time, as we struggled returning, and we even struggled serving, but we had to rely a lot on our regular play. You can see our Matagi, he gets in there, look at that, he steps up and really just made us play. He set up a lot of shots for either one of us to stay in the match, and you know, we just had to be steady, because these guys didn't miss very often. And you'll see right there that, you know, we had, even putting the ball away was a challenge. Brian and Chris, I mean, their wingspan is huge. So just getting the ball past them half the time was a challenge. And being able to stay in the point and keep things neutral was, we had to do a lot of thinking, really, compared to the previous week, where our guys, you know, they didn't necessarily play a lot of doubles, it looked like, together, and maybe at this level necessarily. So these guys would make you play fetch, and you had to run around and cover the court a lot. You can see here, they move us, Chris gets us to switch with the lob, and then hits us with the short shot, not able to get the ball there. So they were really smart about how they moved the ball around. And oh, this game. So Brian's serving here, and I think this was like maybe to go up 4-2 or something like that in the second set. And this game was a marathon. I think it was maybe almost 20-minute, 30-minute game, it felt like. 8 to 10 deuces at least. And Brian, credit to him, man, he held serve and put the pressure on us, and we just could never get a return to go our way when we really needed it. We had multiple chances to break and maybe make that set extremely close, but it was just not meant to be. These guys just kept coming up with shots to move us around and eventually get that put away. Look at Chris just getting in there doing some damage. And then Brian, with his serve, he had a pretty mean kick serve. It had a little American twist on it. So we couldn't always get into a clean return rhythm, and he held this serve in that game, and he deserved that one. Then I serve, and this was us down 2-5 to stay in the match. And I remember this because we went up 40-love. And sure enough, we let a few points skip here and there, make a couple mistakes. I double faulted twice. And we got down advantage, and then here is match point. So again, remember, we're up 40-love, and that happens. And gosh, that was the most disgusted I've been in losing a match in a long time. But still a fun match nonetheless, and it was great to get out to Kaneohe with some Kaneohe boys and play a good set of doubles despite the weather. So, good time. Thank you again, guys, for checking out my 2-week update in the UTR Flex League here in Hawaii. Again, it's so fun getting to compete again, and it's nice to be able to kind of get back in the groove with being able to compete, as well as play doubles with a good friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while. So there will be more videos to come, guys, as there's 2 more weeks left in this UTR Flex League, and hopefully I'll be able to document those matches and share that with you as well. But guys, until then, God bless, be safe, enjoy the videos, and aloha. See you later, guys.